Today we are going to talk about day 3 of our Royal Caribbean Utopia of the Seas cruise. And we're also going to do a quick tour of the ship. So let's get started with how we started out day 3, and that was with breakfast. Now we did decide to go to somewhere different today. So we went to Jonna Rockets, which usually is a restaurant that you do have an extra fee for. However, during breakfast, they do have this as a complimentary option. So we gave it a try, and what is unique about Jonna Rockets is it's themed after a 50s diner, which is right up my alley. I think that is so fun. And so all of the decor was 50 diner-ish, down to the glasses that they had. Now I'll pop in a menu here so you can kind of take a look at what the different options were. And one thing that was really cool was before they brought out our food, they actually brought out some condiments and this little side plate that had our names on it. It was super cute. So after dinner, or after breakfast, we decided that we were going to spend the day in the solarium. Now the solarium is the adults only option. And since this was a day at sea, it's not the best day to be hanging out at the main pools. It's usually pretty crowded there. So that's why we opted for the solarium, which is very nice because it's an enclosed area and it's very large. So I've been on other ships where they have adults only areas, but they're a lot smaller and they're outside. So this one was really nice, and plenty of seats available, lounge chairs. We sat out and got a view of the front, very, very front of the ship, where they actually have where the helicopters can come and land on it. It was very cool. But there are also even a bar, food location where you can get some food if you want to. So it was a very nice place to just kind of hang out for the day. We're going to pause for a minute. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Jonna, and at Blue Coach Travel, we talk about ocean cruising and all things Disney. If this sounds like something that's interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe and that bell notification so you know when we bring out new content. For the dinner that evening, we did go to the main dining room. It was elegant night, or formal night, whatever you want to call it. Now, a lot of people question kind of what to wear during that evening, that formal evening. And it used to be very formal. You would either my husband would wear a jacket and a tie. I would wear a nice dress, kind of a cocktail dress. I didn't go completely formal, but did kind of that cocktail dress kind of option. These days, it's not quite that formal. Now, I wouldn't go in my shorts and flip-flops, but what we did is my husband wore a button-down shirt. It's just a short sleeve button-down shirt, a nice pair of slacks, and I just wore a nice dress. And we called it good, and we definitely fit in. So were there people that were much more dressed up that did have the suits and the more dressier dresses? Yes. So pretty much anywhere in between. Now after dinner, we decided to take a ride at the Rising Tide bar. And I say ride because it's a bar that actually goes from deck 8 to deck 5 and back again. So it's something that's really cool to kind of go for a ride as you enjoy a cocktail. And of course I had to get something that was themed for that bar. So I did get a fun martini to enjoy. Now our plans for that evening was to go to the Aqua 80 show. And this is something that is so unique to this particular ship. I've never been on seen this type of show before on a cruise ship. Not only were the performers just fantastic and just amazing what they can do, but the music was awesome too. I am a child of the 90s or the 80s, so I really enjoyed it. And now let's take a quick tour of the ship. So we're going to start out the tour on the 4th floor, and we are at the main dining room. Now the main dining room is actually on 3 separate floors. It's on deck 3, 4, and 5. Deck 3 is for my time dining, and it also has first seating dining, which is at 5 p.m. And deck 4 and 5 is reserved for early dining and late dining. So as we head out of the dining room, we are going to head towards the casino. But first, we'll grab a coffee from my husband, and off we go. Now we are going into the Casino Royale, and this is the traditional casino with table games. It also has slot machines, as we can see. There is a full bar there. Now this, like I said, is a traditional casino, so smoking is allowed. Now, one pro tip as you're going through here, you'll get to the other side with some other venues there. Stay to the left. It'll be the easiest to get through the casino if that is what you're trying to accomplish. And this is what we did like after dinner, that type of thing was when we were going to different events in the evening, we would head this way. Now we're going to head into the art gallery. And this is just a nice place to see some very pretty art. There is usually an art auction to check out, but we'll just take a quick peek as we walk down this aisle, off to see what else we can get into in the ship. Now there is an entrance, or what that sign said was for Studio B, and that is where the ice rink is, and of course the ice show. That is something that's definitely unique, having an ice rink on a cruise ship, so it's really fun to see that ice show. And here we are in the front with the Studio B off to the right there. We'll have a shot of it here. And this is also where you can find the Crown Lounge and also the attic. The attic is where the comedy shows are located nightly. And we're coming up here on the Royal Theater. Now that is multiple decks as well. This is where the All In show was. And then we're going to run into another casino, the Casino Royale, non-smoking. Now you notice that this is much, much smaller. However, you do still have some table games, some slot machines, and we were here filming this very early in the morning, but it looks like there's some areas for some refreshments to be, looks like some food maybe, and some refreshments there in the corner. So this is definitely a good option. It's something that is located definitely on newer ships where they have that traditional casino, but also have that non-smoking option if you are really sensitive to smoke. Now we're going to head up the stairs and go to deck 5. Deck 5 is really that main deck. It's where you come in when you board the ship. So there's a lot of different food, drink dining and shopping options here. And one of the really cool things was the elevators on these ships, and this is true of many new ships, where you pick the floor that you want to go to, and then it tells you which elevator to go to. So that's very nice. You don't have to wait for it. And so we are walking on the main promenade here, and we saw that Starbucks over there. Bolero's is another entertainment option that is here. They have live entertainment in the evenings, and it's just a beautiful bar area there. And it has a really cool seat that's shaped like a car. I thought that was really unique. And going back into the promenade, they have the royal shops, and this is where you can find, and the kiosks as well, where you can find just a lot of different unique items. There is a shop where you can buy toiletry items if you need to, some medications, that type of thing. I will say they will be at a very premium price, so make sure to bring pretty much everything that you would need, especially that medication. If you think you might need it, bring it. Now here is Sorrento's, the pizza location. Now this location is open at 11 a.m. to 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning. So if you need that late night snack, this is a place to go. And you have those freestyle Coke machines that are in there too. And another look at one of the shops that has some high-end bags. Yes, there are even some Louis Vuittons in there. And they do have different events that are going on, so make sure to check your app to see what is going on in each location. This is one of my favorite stops. I have a huge addiction to purses, bags, luggage, anything that will hold something. It's one of my favorites. And then we get to get a shot of the next cruise location. Now that is where you can book your next cruise and get it at a discounted price. And also the Cafe Promenade is where you can also get coffee. If you have a beverage package, that is where the included coffee is. And here we are at guest services. Very, very helpful folks. I used them a couple times during the cruise. Just pro tip, don't go on the first day. It'll be very crowded. Now here is another shop that is right up my husband's alley, which is watches. I like bags and purses. He likes watches. So there was definitely some cool watches in here. Some very high-end watches. We'll kind of take a peek along here to see some of the different options that are available. Yes, even a Rolex. Pretty cool. And of course, there he is checking them out. And over here is the Vroom desk. Now, if you have any questions with Vroom, which is the internet, they will be able to help you there. And of course, the pesky parrot, which is something that is unique to this ship. And then, of course, there is the walking and jogging trail, if that's something you want to take advantage of. Now we are going to go up to deck 6. And what's really cool about this deck is you are able to look over deck 5, see everything that's going on in the promenade. That's really cool. Now, this particular bar in the evening does have a piano player, which is really cool. One of those that you can, kind of sing along to. Again, being able to look over the promenade, very cool to see. That next cruise, they also, not only do you get discounted cruises, but you're also able to get some good onboard credit for your next cruise. So if you know that you're going to take another Royal Caribbean cruise, it's worth going to visit there. Now here on deck 6 also is the shore excursions if you have any questions or want to book any, plus the areas where you can go see any photos that have been taken. And the Vitality Spa is here as well. Those are actually behind the elevators when we came up, and there is also a gym as well. Now on deck 6, you do have to go down to deck 5 to go up to this area, which is the boardwalk. Very cool area. As you walk in, you can see the dog house there. This is a complimentary food option. There's some arcade games and Zoltar, if anybody remembers that from an 80s movie. And of course the carousel, Johnny Rockets. Johnny Rockets is an 4-fee restaurant, as well as Playmakers. Any food that you get there, you have to pay for. And then this is the Aqua Theater. Now we were actually there, and the rock climbing wall. And now we're going to go to Central Park. There's some dining options here. These are an extra fee as well. Izumu. And as we walk farther down, we can take a look at that menu. And then just a quick little peek inside the restaurant. And as we walk farther down, there's Park Cafe. Now this is an included restaurant, so there is not an additional charge here available for breakfast and lunch. And it is really, all of the plants and everything that are in the Central Park area makes it very pretty, something very pretty to just kind of stroll and look around. There is also a bar here, right out in the middle. And as we're walking along, we get to see the Rising Tide bar. I talked about that a little earlier in the video and how we took a ride on it. And then across the way is the Chops Grill, which we're going to take a look at the menu really quickly. Now this restaurant is additional charge. It is not complimentary. And the last restaurant is 150 Central Park. Again, additional fee is required for this restaurant. And we'll just take a stroll along the Central Park and see all the pretty foliages around. And this is a nice little area for pictures. We saw someone actually get engaged in that spot. Now we're going to the music hall, where there's nightly entertainment. And Giovanni's. Now we're going to head up to deck 15. It's another deck full of lots of things, including the Windjammer. And this was on embarkation day. And the Windjammer is basically a buffet, and of course it is all included. There's many different options. And one thing to remember, there are two sides to the Windjammer, and most people go to the right. So if you head to the left, you will have a much less crowded experience. And then this is the pool deck where the main pool is located, and some sun lounger areas. Now, one thing to keep in mind here is towels are available, so it's not something that you need to pack with you. You will be able to utilize them. You'll just need to show your ship card, and make sure to show that when you return as well, so they know that you returned those towels. And we're just going to enjoy some of the areas along here, including sprinkles. This was early in the morning, so it wasn't open yet, but that is where you can get ice cream, which is included, all the ice cream you can eat. Here's another look at the pool deck and all the many loungers that are surrounding it. And a very cool splash pad area for the little ones, or the little ones at heart, just for the little ones. But do keep in mind, it does have a bucket there. I know that can be a concern for some folks. And we're going to walk along and not only see what is on the ship, but also those beautiful views of the sea beyond. Another look at the splash pad and the water slide behind it. There's definitely not a lack of things to do on the ship. It's a very large ship, lots and lots of different activities. And as we move our way back, we're on towards the solarium, and right outside of the solarium is a bar. Very pretty views. And inside the solarium, this is the adult only area of the ship, and it is enclosed, which can be very nice because this is something you can enjoy even if it's raining outside. There was plenty of seating areas and loungers. There's also Solarium Bistro and a bar that's located here. And then there's lots of areas for some water, either in pools, hot tubs. There was even an infinity pool that looked right out into the ocean. So we'll just take a look at some of the different areas of the solarium. And of course the hand washing station, very important. Washy washy. Here's that infinity pool, very cool. Now on to deck 16. So basically you're a level up. You get to see everything that we saw before, only just a little higher. There's the lime and the coconut bar, which is 2 levels. This is where Local Fresh is, and this is an included food option as well. Now this was early in the morning. You can tell by all the fog that is all over the camera, but also there wasn't any food out yet. So There's a bar located back here as well. And there are definitely a lot of different activities to do. So here is the miniature golf course. And of course, you're able to utilize clubs and balls that the ship provides. Again, you'll just need your ship card. And as we're walking, see some really pretty views of different play areas for the little ones. And we are coming up on the abyss. Now this is a slide that takes you down several decks. It is a dry slide, not a water slide. And right across from it, you can get some shave ice. One thing that is very popular on the ships is the flow rider. And if you get to the key, you actually get a time to come back where you don't have to wait in a long line to be able to ride that. There also is a sports court. That sports court is actually off to the left here. And there's also an area for table tennis. Now there are these fun loungers, but there's also areas that you can reserve for the day like this one here. And our last restaurant that we're going to look at, Hooked, is another restaurant that is additional fee. So hopefully you enjoyed a tour of the ship and a quick rundown on what we did on day 3. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, and stay tuned for next week when we talk about how we spent our perfect day at Coco Cay. Until next time, bye everyone.